No, but seriously, what be wrong with people in these odd companionships with their pets? Like, what the heck, man? Today we're going to be watching another animation story about this. I don't know. I think it's a girl that's in love with this dog that's a pit bull. And, he looks mean in the thumbnail. But people, I don't understand. Anyways, that is not how I should start a video. That was whack. Anyways, what's up, Problem Children Mafia? It's your problem child back at it with another video. And if you did not hear the beginning of this episode, I don't know, let's just call this an episode. It's seasons now. It's people that fall in love with their freaking pets. That's what this is called, and that's what this show is called. And yeah, this is the second episode because people are weird. What be wrong? Like you're so desperate that you have to go and like your animal, like on that, like not even pansexual type stuff. Like that's weird to me. Like if you like your freaking animal or whatever, okay, like your animal, but don't go around having sex, and don't say, like, you can say you love her, but like not love. That's disgusting. I don't think people know that. But anyways, make sure you like this video, cause I'm just done. Anyways, let's just get in the video.
The film began and Dina laid her head on my shoulder. I hugged her and held her tight. Hector touched her with his paw and kept whining. Dina gently patted his ear, moved away from me, and sat down next to him. He laid his head on her lap. Once again, I had become the third wheel.
Why are you letting your girlfriend get close to your dog like that first though? I mean, wait, is it her dog or your dog? Because if it's her dog, you have no right to be mad because that was her dog first. Like, her dog is used to her company. So that's on you. If you got a problem with it and it's her dog, then get out. Like, bye. But like, if it's her dog, if it's your dog, then lock your dog in the cage next time she comes to your house. If you're gonna get jealous over a dog, if he gets jealous over a dog, imagine what he's like when a guy just says hi to her. Like, what the heck? I'm third wheeling.
It was then that I had the thought that something might really be wrong in our relationship. Hello everyone, my name is Tom, I'm 22 years old, and that's what has tormented me for the past few months. When I met Dina, she wasn't alone. She had a faithful and devoted friend in her life, an Amstaff named Hector. You need to know her story in order to understand that he really meant a lot to her. Dina experienced a tragedy as a child. It happened on a very ordinary day when Dina and her Labrador Caesar were playing on the front lawn. They were playing fetch. Caesar was still a puppy and was very active and hyper. When Dina threw the ball too hard, it rolled out into the street and Caesar ran after it, just as a car was passing. Caesar passed away that day. Dina was 8 years old and she blamed herself for his death. Her parents offered to get her a new puppy on several occasions.
Yo, not to be that parent, but like, obviously, I wouldn't stop laughing. It depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. It really depends. Like, if like it was a puppy or whatever, I probably would have started laughing, like thinking that she playing. Like, you're playing with me. You're trying to like pull my tail. You're trying to prank me. But like, then after a while, I guess. But like, if my kids start crying or whatever and blaming themselves because the dog didn't look both ways before it crossed the street, I'm going to laugh because stop crying. Like, it's, I guess, a self-defense mechanism. Like, oh well.
But she refused them all. Her childhood trauma gave her no rest. But then it happened. She was 19 years old. She was returning home from her friend's house. It was already dark outside. Suddenly, a shadow moved from the wall and straight towards Dina. I need your hand back. The robber's hands flashed in the darkness. The robber was clutching the bag and yanking it as hard as he could, but Dina wouldn't let go. When he tugged again, Dina lost her balance and fell, but didn't let go of her bag. The robber lifted his hand and she closed her eyes, waiting for the blow, when suddenly he appeared out of nowhere and charged the offender. He sunk his teeth deep into the man's arm and didn't let go. Dina got to her feet, not believing that she had been saved. She called the police. The dog held the robber until they arrived. That evening, Dina didn't go home alone. It was obvious from Hector's appearance that he had been neglected. He was battered and rather thin. On his side was a rough scar from an old wound. Maybe he had been abandoned, or was he lost? Dina hoped that he didn't have owners, but she honestly tried to find them. But no one seemed to be looking for her Amstaff mix, so she kept him for herself. It was around this time that I showed up. I liked Dina immediately. You know, it happens. I had only known her for about 5 minutes, but I felt like this was my person. Our relationship developed rapidly. Dina was very nervous when she first brought me over to her place to introduce me to Hector. How he liked me was very important to her. I live outside the city, and I invited Dina over for the weekend. Of course, Hector too. I was cooking dinner when I saw a strange scene outside the window. My girlfriend was digging in the backyard with the dog. Hector was behaving as a dog should.
Wait a minute. I would have been like,
You need to leave.
oh, what the heck? Just imagine, like, your girlfriend, just digging on, like, I understand playing with the dog, you know. Maybe that's why she did it, the bare hands, that's a no-no. Like with a shovel, and you're playing with the dog, and the dog's like, hey, dig here. Well, the dog wouldn't say that, but, like, you know what I mean? But, like, okay, I can take that. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing with your dog, but, like, be normal and play fetch or something. Don't be digging in my grass. Like, that's how you get killed. I'm from the hood. We barely have grass. So, if you are going to dig in the grass, you better be burying the body.
Glad to be in nature. Well, Dina, she was doing everything he did, walking on all fours, digging holes in the sand with her hands, growling at a butterfly, and she and Hector were sniffing each other. But that was nothing compared to what happened next. I decided to talk to Dina about it that evening. Dina, I saw you and Hector in the yard today. You saw us playing? Yeah, playing, let's call it that. I stared at her, expecting her to explain her behavior to me, but she pretended not to understand what I was talking about. I was up late working that evening because I had to turn in a project. Dina went to bed before me. I quietly crept up to her, leaned over, and was about to give her a kiss when I made eye contact with Hector. He was lying right there with her on the bed, under the covers. Dina was spooning him. He lifted his head from the pillow, turned in my direction, and seemed to want to say, "What are you looking at? Get out of here!" I went and slept on the couch. In the morning, I left for work, leaving Dina and Hector at home. When I returned, I heard someone calling me. Tom. Hey, Tom. Shh, come here. It was my neighbor, Billy. I was confused. He couldn't decide how to start the conversation for a long time, but finally said, I don't want you to think that I was eavesdropping, but our properties are right next to each other. This morning I was in the garden and heard voices. I saw you leave and knew that you weren't home. So, Tom, Dina, is that your girlfriend's name? Well, she's cheating on you. A man came over straight into your house. I didn't see him, but I heard her talking to him. She was laughing. I think they kissed, and well, you know. I was silent as I tried to process this information. And
that's probably why she was acting weird, trying to get him out of her life. Like, you know what? Maybe if he see me acting weird with my dog, like, maybe if he see me, he'll probably break up with me. And then I can be with my, you know, side piece like that, so I could turn it into like a whole, you know what I'm saying? Damn.
went home.
Weird way to go about it.
She was calling him Hector. His name was Hector, that man who went into your house. Keep this between us, okay? I had heard enough. I gathered my thoughts and went into Dina. When I entered the house, Dina and Hector were snuggling on the couch. She didn't even get up to greet me. Hi? I have some concerns about your relationship with Hector. What are you talking about? Her expression changed dramatically. I could tell that she was going to deny everything again. I like being with you, and I want to be with you. You have become so special to me during our time together. But what do you want? And I like being with you. Why are you doubting that, Tom? Oh, Hector, what would I do without you? I'm going out to play with him in the yard, and then will you take us to the city? Hector and I have things to do there tomorrow. I dropped them off. I couldn't fall asleep for a long time, trying to figure out how to navigate this situation. I wrote Dina a long message in which I outlined all of my concerns. A week has passed since then. She hasn't messaged me, nor I her. But I miss her very much, and I always have to restrain myself from calling. I don't want her to have to choose between me and the dog, but I also want to occupy an important place in her life, and I want her to explain everything to me and not to force me to wonder about the truth, which even scares me. Thank you for listening to my story.
First of all, that thumbnail is crazy. That thumbnail speaks to me, but we're not going to talk about how it speaks to me, but I'm just going to let y'all know it speaks to me sometimes. Anyways, I guess that's it for this video. You know what I'm saying? I think people are still beyond crazy. Like I said, it's 2022. This video and the last video, like episode 1, this is episode 2 the episode 1 and 2 were both made in 2021. But would be wrong. Like, ignore the dates, but would be wrong with people that you're like falling in love with your animals and stuff. Like, I understand that the last one was probably like clickbait or something like that, because I still don't know if you can get pregnant by your dog, but like, what does it matter? It's still disgusting. But anyways, I don't even know like how to, that's just dumb. Like, that's stuck in my head. Okay. So, that's it for this video. I really don't have anything else to say. I'm flabbergasted, but we're going to watch some more videos about people who like the dogs. Maybe next time, not an animation, and we'll actually see people's face and their facial expressions to see if they're actually pulling our strings or not. And if they are pulling our strings, and they're like hella good at acting, like, I'm not even going to lie. But, yeah, make sure if you have not already, make sure you like and subscribe to join the Problem Children Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Join, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I hope you guys like this series. Obviously, I'm not going to do these series, like, all the time, you know? I got other stuff that I can react to. I just be bored, you know? So, like, if you guys are watching and you're kind of like, oh, snap, like, you want me to react to something? Most of my reactions are blind reactions because, like, I don't know, name is interesting, let me react to it's blind, you know? But if you want me to watch a video, then just, like, tell me, hey, react to this, and I'll react to it. But if you want me, like, to, like, do a blind reaction, then just say, like, yo, blind react to this. Like, don't even watch it first, you know? So, like, if I choose it, it's a blind reaction because I don't really bang with knowing what I have to say the first go around because I suck at that, obviously. But, like, for me to watch the video and then, like, I done said everything I wanted to say already in my head, and it's kind of like, I forgot. Like, I have a horrible brain thing. Anyways, like I was saying, join the Problem Children Mafia. Like, comment what you would do in this type situation. Like, if you were to see your girlfriend acting this ballistic, or your boyfriend, and like they're just doing dumb stuff, like, just comment what you would do. Like, I'm flabbergasted, honestly. If I was to see my girlfriend or my boyfriend like that, like I said, I'd be like,
You need to leave.
like, I can't do that. I don't know. That's next level.